full year and that lets you save.
Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green lookum.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community. Whether you're listening on terrestrial radio or as a podcast around the world, we certainly wouldn't be here without you. So again, thank you for tuning in to another episode. Or if this is your first episode, we couldn't be more excited to have you here with us. Today we're going to be talking about New Year, New You. That's right. It's that time of year. And it's a brand new start, a fresh start. And I am a little bit torn when it comes to New Year's resolutions, setting goals, and starting fresh. So I'm going to talk about that in this interview. Today we're going to talk about fears. We're going to talk about getting yourself going in the right direction. And if setting New Year's resolutions is for you. Sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
All right, I'm excited to jump into this show. I'm rolling solo on this one, so it's just me and you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm excited to talk about this subject. It's every time there's a new year, I feel like there's new excitement because it's a chance to start fresh. It's a chance to set new goals, set new heights, review maybe last year, and then look forward to what's happening in the years to come or this year to come. And I really feel like a lot of people don't plan, and I am 100% on board with that. I'm perfectly okay if you're not a planner. I just feel in some situations we might be better off setting some goals for ourselves or setting some sights. And I got to tell you, I'm not a planner 100% across the board. I don't like the plan. I am fly by the seat of your pants. I'm one of those people that's like, let's jump out of the plane without a parachute. Don't worry, we can build it on the way down. That's me. And when it comes to too much planning, I'm like the opposite. I get like a bit of anxiety and I get like a bit frustrated. I'm like, why do we got to plan everything? What happens if this happens? Then the plan changes and we wasted all that time planning. So trust me when I say that I understand that everyone is not planners, but I feel like we're not planners to a fault. And then we run into a whole lot of issues in our lives, especially when it comes to the direction that we're going. And then not only with business, with health and wellness, with family, the things that we want to accomplish don't get done because we don't decide, which is my first tip. And then we don't realize that there usually is a path to accomplish whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish. But I think for me, the first thing is if you don't know if you want to accomplish this year, then how do we go after it? How do we set a plan? How do we find obstacles? How do we find successes or people to help us out? If we have no idea what we're doing or why we're doing it, then there's no possible way we can achieve it. And I think, don't get me wrong, I mean, once in a while we stumble onto something and we're like, oh my gosh, what a great thing to happen in my life. But I mean, in most cases, if you look at the ultra successful people in the world, they didn't accidentally become super successful. I gotta tell you, or they didn't accidentally develop the best product out there, or people that are fit and active and work out on a regular basis. They're not like, oh, I accidentally worked out every day and ate well, so now I'm fit and healthy and don't have any prescription medications. I don't really take supplements, not really our thing. I eat a whole lot of good whole plant-based food, but that's a plan. That's even if it's not consciously done. Like we've been living a healthy lifestyle for years now. So getting up and going to the gym in the morning or going outside for a morning walk, which is a part of our morning routine. And if you have heard this show before, many times we talked about green smoothies and kombucha and stretching and meditating and like that, setting your day up for success for us isn't an accident. It's not like, oops, my day got set up for success. It's a clear plan, and it's been done so often that we don't have to plan it every day anymore. It just comes natural. But that's the same thing when it comes with people that are working out, for example. Or if you I like to look up to or look forward to what people are doing that are super successful. You got to, like, Tony Robbins is always at the top of the list when it comes to success, and he jumps in a freezing cold hot pool of water every single morning, and he has a number of different reasons for that. But I mean, for him, it's training his brain to do something uncomfortable, but he's been doing it for so long, it just comes second nature to him, of course. But so many of us wouldn't be willing to do that. Like, I went through a stretch where I think it was 30 to 60 days of having a cold shower every day, and that was something similar to what Tony Robbins was doing. But there's a whole lot of benefits to cold water therapy. It's actually a thing. And I know when I talk about this to some people, they're like, that's crazy. I'm never doing that in my life. But you have to understand that we're overprivileged in North America, and many places in the world don't even have hot water. We were traveling through Sri Lanka for a month and stayed in all kinds of crazy areas. And many times there wasn't hot water. And sometimes there wasn't running water at all. You had to jump. We jumped in the lake, or I don't know what they call it, a stream or a river. Sometimes, and it was really cool actually. The whole village jumped in there and pretty much bathed. They had clothes on, but they pretty much bathed. That's where the whole town or community had a bath. And we're like, and of course it's cold, and there's things swimming around in the water, and you know what I'm saying? But for us, it's like, I have to have my hot shower for 40 minutes every morning, along with I don't want to make fun of anyone. I don't think that's very productive. But I was going to say super grande latte, Starbucks, $12 coffee just to start your day. Like, we are overprivileged here. And when we talk about stretching our comfort zone, we often say results are born from living outside of your comfort zone, but we're just not willing to do that. And I think that if you want to find success, if you want to live that healthy lifestyle or work towards your goals, whether it's in business or with your family or at work or friends, we have to decide what it is we want. We have to be very clear, and we have to push that fear to the side. The only reason we don't do it is because we're scared of failure. We feel like if we tell everyone that we want to live this healthy, and we talk about this all the time. Like, for example, when we're going for holidays, like Christmas wasn't just passed not too long ago, but then there was Thanksgiving. Doesn't matter if it's birthdays, and we have New Year's coming up. Doesn't matter when it is. There's always something throughout the year. And for us, it's like, you don't want to tell anyone that you're eating healthier. It's kind of a big secret that no one knows except for you. So if you cheat, no one's really going to call you out. Or if you slip up, no one's really going to know but you. We don't have anyone to offer accountability. We don't have anyone to offer a structure or value when they can help you get back on track. Like, hey, maybe you should skip that. So by taking that accountability piece out, making it secret and not letting anyone know that you're working towards eating healthier, let's say, you're not doing anyone any good. You're actually doing yourself an injustice by keeping a secret because it's not public. And it comes back to that fear of failure. We don't want people to know that it's possible that we could fail. And I think it's a bit crazy to be like, oh, I don't want to do that because I might fail. Everyone fails. Every single person fails. And if you look at the most successful people in the world, I would say that they've failed more than us, more than you and I, more than the less successful people. Those are the types of people that are willing to put themselves through failure over and over again. And we could go down the list through all the billionaires that have been bankrupt, for example. Or you can look at all the celebrities that have been turned down over and over again. And for us, it's like, oh, I'm pretty sure I can just throw up a video on YouTube and I'm going to be famous. It doesn't work like that.
True Form Life.
Just want to take a minute to mention Complete Truth Protein. This is a protein supplement that we designed at True Form. We believe in food. We believe food heals, cures, and prevents. That's why this product is much different than your conventional types of products. Unfortunately, packed with chemicals, preservatives, toxins that our body doesn't know how to utilize, digest, and absorb. So that's why Complete Truth Protein can help improve your digestion and will offer a natural boost of energy. You can find more details at trueformlife.com/complete-truth-protein.
Trueform Life.
But it's the same thing when it comes to losing weight. Someone's like, oh, I'm going to join the gym in the beginning of January. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to lose a bunch of weight, and I'm going to be super happy with my health and life, and I'm not going to have to work hard for it. It's crazy to think that, but that's what happens. So we go into the new year and we're like, we don't have a plan. So we say, oh, I just signed up for this gym membership, got some brand new gym clothes for Christmas. Pretty excited about wearing them. Never been to the gym before. Don't have a plan, don't have a trainer, don't have a fitness class, don't have accountability partner. We just show up and we think that it's all going to come together. Like, oh, after the first 3 days, I'm going to be very comfortable in the gym. Not going to happen. After 7 days, I'm going to know exactly what I'm doing. Not going to happen. After 14 days, I'm going to start dropping inches and people are going to start coming to me for advice. You want to throw the entrepreneur spin in there. And then people are going to start paying me and I'll be rich and never have to work at my crappy job again. It doesn't work like that. And we have this crazy mindset in this world today that you don't have to put in work or you don't have to grind endlessly to reach your goals or even set goals and make that decision that I'm going to go after them. I'm going to reach my goals no matter what. And I honestly feel like if you know someone like that, people are like, oh my gosh, that person works really hard or that person is really motivated. And it's like, I kind of feel like everyone should be like that. It should be like, oh, did you know that person is not really motivated? And then the whole room gasps. I know that's a bit of a stretch. I'm getting a little carried away here, but I'm just having fun and I'm enjoying this conversation with you and myself. And I'm hoping that I can shine a different light on what's going on here because so many people do it. I've been in the gym for years. I don't train. I don't work out. I don't work out of personally. I don't do personal training anymore. I seldomly do fitness classes. We've taken our business in a different route, in a different direction. But I've been doing it for a long time. And I got to tell you, it happens every single year. Masses of people show up with brand new clothes. They try a few different pieces of equipment here or there. They kind of wander around, not really sure how to use this, how to do that. And then they leave and you see them. And I used to pretty much live in the gym, whether I was working out or training someone else. You would see them slowly spend less and less time at the gym. Then you would see them, you used to see them come every day. They'd come every day for the first week. Then the second week, they'd come 3 or 4 times that week. And then they'd come once or twice. And then you might see them like give one more last effort. They'd show up at the end of January, at the beginning of February and being like, haven't really been here for a while. I know I paid for this. You either paid for a year in advance or you paid for 6 months in advance, whatever it is, whatever waste of money that is. Then they show up one last time, end of January, early February. That's it. You never see them again. And I got to tell you, those types of people, they're the ones that don't have a plan. They don't have an idea of what they're doing. So for me to sit here and have this conversation with you, I'm telling you that to find that success, we need to have a plan. So come up with a plan of exactly what it is you want and why. And if you say, I just want to lose weight, that's not a plan and that's not a goal. That's a byproduct of your goal. So when we look at nutrition and fitness and our goal and our weight loss, so if your goal is to lose weight, many times we don't have a number. So we say, oh, I just want to lose weight. Okay, how much weight do you want to lose? I don't know. 10 pounds would be nice. Well, what's 10 pounds going to get you? What's it going to give you? What's the root cause that you're looking for this? Because it's almost never weight loss. I got to tell you, almost never weight loss. So if someone's like very obese, for example, they have trouble tying their shoe. Let's say they have trouble bending over, picking something up. And I don't say that in a negative way. I'm just stating facts here. This is some of the people that I've worked with in the past. So just being mobile and getting up out of a chair or getting in or out of a car, like that's challenging. And there's nothing wrong with that. We want to work with these individuals and help them understand that you don't want to lose weight. You want to be more mobile. So we have to look at different ways to help improve flexibility, to help improve cardio, because if you're not able to stand up out of a chair, for example, and you lose breath walking up a few stairs, then we have to improve your cardio as well. It's not just losing weight. So for example, let's say that you lost 10 pounds. Like, I don't know, I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, so we get you to losing 10 pounds and you're not happy. You still step on the scale and you're like, oh my gosh, I lost 10 pounds 2 weeks ago and I'm not losing any more weight. So I say, wait a second, your goal was to lose 10 pounds. We reached your goal. Why aren't you excited? Why aren't you happy with this? Oh, wow, I'm not continually losing weight. I think another 10 pounds would be nice. So understand that if you don't set a clear goal of exactly what it is you want and why, it's never going to be good enough. You're going to be continually always wanting to lose 10 pounds. And then you could be anorexic, for example. You could be underweight. And then there's a lot of health issues that comes with being underweight. And it doesn't happen very often when someone is overweight and then they become bulimic, for example. I mean, there's a lot of different things that come up in life. There's a lot of different health issues and things that we could be going over here. But I suppose my main goal here is to help you understand that if you don't know exactly what it is you want, it's never going to be good enough. And if your goal is to lose weight, you're going to step on that scale. And then if it doesn't drop, you're going to be disappointed. And there's going to come a time in your life, let's say you're terribly successful and you're super excited and you keep losing weight, you hit that goal weight, and then what? Like, what is your driving purpose? Why did you want to lose that weight in the first place? What's going to keep you going once you hit your success? And what's the main reason? So if you lose that, let's just say, for example, you lose the weight, you hit your goal weight, and then what do? Do you stop exercising and you stop working out? And I'm telling you, it happens all the time. I'm not just making this up. This happens all the time. People hit their goal weight. Maybe it takes them a month or two. Maybe it takes them 6 months, and they're happy with their weight. They don't have any other goals, dreams, or aspirations. They don't know why they've wanted to lose that weight. They don't really notice that they've gained confidence or fit in their clothes better. Maybe they get a few compliments here or there, but they hit that goal weight, and then they go right back to that lifestyle that brought them to that journey of weight loss to begin with, because they have no desire, they have no internal purpose, they don't understand their why. So when you set your goals, you have to understand why it is that you want to accomplish those goals. And I gotta tell you, sometimes people hit that goal and they're like, oh my gosh, this is not what I wanted in my life. I was not looking forward to this. This is not what I was expecting. And in the entrepreneur world, which is something I talk about, I have a deep passion for it myself in many different ways. And people quit their job, start working as an entrepreneur. They've got that freedom they thought they were looking for. They can work from home. Maybe they're even financially stable, which is pretty challenging in the first few years. But then they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to put in this much time and effort. I don't want to be working all the time. Maybe they don't want to be traveling all the time. I got to tell you, for the last year, we've traveled every 6 weeks, and it's not glamorous. I got to tell you, as a professional athlete, I traveled from Germany to Australia to the US to Canada, and it's challenging. It's taxing emotionally, physically, mentally. Different language, different customs, different norms. So you have someone that's like, I want to be a world traveler. And then they become a world traveler and they're like, oh, this isn't exactly what I want to do. I wasn't cut out for this. So, and there's nothing wrong with experimenting. There's nothing wrong with trying different things and figuring out what it is that you want out of life. And I highly suggest you do. You find different ways and different things. And maybe you want to make some money here. Maybe you want to spend more time with family there. If we don't try and experiment different things, then we're not going to know what it is that we want out of life. And that comes back to fearing failure. So if you fear failure, you're not going to try different things. You're not going to experiment to see what works for you. You're not going to try swimming and CrossFit and working out at home and running or walking. If you are terribly in fear of every different thing that is going to take you outside your comfort zone, how could you possibly know what's going to work for you? In many cases, we've tried one thing over and over again.
I want to take a moment to tell you about Detoxify Yourself. Now, Detoxify Yourself is really a personal story that I put together in a book for my clients and family and those interested in how I teach to live a healthy lifestyle. I had no idea it would become a bestseller in a major city, Calgary, Alberta, where I grew up. I was on Global News, and I want to share more about it with you right now. So Detoxify Yourself talks about the main food substances that I choose to avoid, which is no gluten, dairy, soy, or GMOs. So this is a 30-day meal plan that avoids all those substances. It also talks about the toxins not only we put in our body, but we put on our body as well, and the toxins we surround ourselves with, like a toxic environment. So if you want more details about Detoxify Yourself, if you want a kickstart on how to avoid these toxic substances, I have all the recipes laid out for you. I have all the information. It's very simple and easy to follow. So head over to trueformlife.com for more details.
Trueform Life.
So when I sit across from someone, when I used to sit across from someone, if I used to do free consultations, and I would say, well, how can I help you? What is it that you want? And they would say, oh, well, I need to work out 6 days a week and I want to drop 10 pounds in 2 weeks. And, they would go one step after the other. And I would say, okay, look, why don't we take a step back? Are you working out now? No, across the board. Can we get you working out twice a week? I don't want to work out twice a week. That's not going to do anything for me. I'm an all or nothing person. And I say, well, how has that been going for you? And they kind of go blank. And I said, being an all or nothing person has gotten you here, sitting in front of me, not happy with your health. And then the kind of light bulb goes off and like, oh, I said, well, maybe we can try to do something a bit different. If you've been doing it the same way over and over again, you haven't really seen the results you're looking for, why don't we try something different? So when we have that conversation of what that looks like, let's work out 2 days a week for 2 weeks. If you can do that consistently, we'll throw in a third day. So now we're working out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 weeks into it. We're feeling good. We're being consistent. Now we can change up workouts. Now we can add a workout. Now we can try a different type of workout. There's many things that we can do, but we have to look at consistency first, because if you're not showing up on a regular basis, you're not going to see the results. And we see that all the time with different products. Like we've developed our own line of protein supplements, for example. So we have Complete Truth Protein. And then we say, how has that been going for you? And they say, oh, well, I'm not really sure it works for me. And they say, well, how often have you been having it? Well, I've tried it 2 or 3 times in the last month. Like, well, let's have this conversation of consistency. Nothing's going to work if you don't do it consistently. And I have this conversation with business owners all the time. You have to be consistent with nutrition, with workouts, with lifestyle, how it is that you put yourself together day in and day out. Are you setting your day up for success? Are you putting the quality foods in your body consistently on a regular basis? Or are you having the green salad once every 2 weeks and you wonder why you have digestion issues and no lack of energy? You hear that all the time. I don't have any energy. How often are you eating? I eat 2, maybe 3 times a day. We use food as fuel. Food literally is converted to energy, kilojoules in our body to give us energy. So if we're putting low quality foods in our body that are highly toxic, so we can look at free radicals, alcohol, tobacco, processed food, refined sugar. These are toxins that strip nutrients from our body. And they're also free radicals that damage our body on a cellular level. So then we can look at something like antioxidants. You put antioxidants in your body that are dark leafy green vegetables, bright colorful vegetables, green smoothies, herbs or spices. You can look at turmeric, ginger. We put these things in our food every single day. But then you look at someone that has never tried these things before, I tried an avocado one time. I'm not buying that. They're a waste of money. So I think it's important to understand that there is a path to success. We need to find it. We need to find what works for us. And then we have to move progressively in that manner and continue to be consistent and find our success and find our consistency so we can turn these small changes into lifestyle habits. So, for the first half of the show, I talked about coming up with a plan. You're not able to find success without a plan. We have to do that. We have to decide what it is that you want out of life and go after it. Don't let anyone get in your way. I think it's so important to figure out how to get there. And it's like, well, how do I get there? Well, think about what you've done in the past. In most cases, that doesn't work and hasn't worked. And it will continue to not work until you change what it is that you're doing. So figuring out how to get there, how to reach your goals, is to first understand that what you've been doing hasn't been working. So that needs to change. We have to consider the obstacles that are going to be set out in front of us. And when it comes to obstacles, people are like, well, how can you guess what obstacles? Because we've gone down this path before. We've tried to stay on a nutrition plan. We've tried to work out on a regular basis. It hasn't been working out. So, and why? So why? Why hasn't it been working out? Do you have a lack of a support system? Do you have that supportive community that we often talk about? In most cases, we don't. Do you have someone to keep you accountable? Do you have a coach? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a best friend? And I think for me, finding clear action steps is the last thing I want to mention here. Finding clear action steps for the way you want to proceed and following a plan. Like Anthony Robbins always says, that there's a repeatable path to success. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to be a pioneer. All we have to do is follow someone else's success. Find someone that you aspire to. Find someone that, if you want to get better in the kitchen, find someone that creates meals in the kitchen on a regular basis and talk to them. There's so many, celebrities, influencers, if you will, all these big name type of people. They are so accessible in a much different way than we used to be. Like it used to be trying to get a hold of a celebrity, or whatever you want to call them, an influencer, or whoever it is in life that you want to aspire to. They're so reachable now because of social media, because of emails and phone calls. And, you can reach just about anyone if you put in some time and effort. And I think that if we were to, and I'm not talking about you don't have to go and find a celebrity. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's many people in this world that you could easily reach out to and they would answer you. And I think that the world, at least I hope the world is going in a different direction where people are becoming more personal and they want to have personal conversations instead of I think over the last 5-10 years, there was this push in automation. I know in different pockets it's still there and people are still like, you need to automate your life and your business. But I don't think that's sustainable. I think that we have to go towards more personalization and have these conversations. Ask someone how they've been successful in the kitchen, how they've been able to work out on a regular basis. Will you be my accountability partner? Social media is highly toxic in many ways, but it can be used in a good way. It could benefit your life, so use it that way. I think anything can be used negatively, but if you're on Facebook, for example, you can find Facebook groups. There's millions of them out there. It's all out there. And we have our own program as well. It's 100% online. You can access it anywhere. All you need to do is have a Facebook account, because that's where we host one of our private groups. And we do meal planning, recipes, grocery shopping lists. We do at-home workouts. We have that supportive community where people are talking and asking questions, and we're there in their support on a regular basis as well. So, there's so many different avenues that you could find your success. We just have to decide what it is. We have to come up with a plan. Iron out those obstacles in advance so you know what to do when they come up, because obstacles will come up. And then finding that support system really is going to make a big difference in your life.
Trueform Life.
It is time for me to wrap things up. So I want to thank you so much for being here, listening to my thoughts and words. I so much hope that's helped you in this, moving forward in this new year or new month, or who knows, maybe you're starting a new job, or you have a new family member coming. Who knows? There's new beginnings all the time. It doesn't have to be New Year's. It doesn't have to be a life-changing event. We can change today. We can move forward. We can find success. We just have to follow some steps. And I hope I was clear enough in offering value to you today in this show. All past shows are going up on exploringmindandbody.com. Check out all past shows there. We have a brand new podcast. It's actually 4 months old, at least at this point, but it's called Transformations Through Running. You can find it on any podcasting platform. We'd love for you to come over and check out some of those stories as well. Trueformlife.com is our main website. You can find everything that we do there, including our products and services. So check out Complete Truth Protein for smoothies. You can check out some of our meal planning ideas and options. We also have a free 10-day workout schedule as well if you like workouts every single day for 10 days to see what we do and to get you going in the right direction, especially in the new year. Thank you so much for being here. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.